Hey, what's up guys, it's Rinku here, and today I have kind of a different video for you. So this is going to be a Pokemon breeding guide. It's going to be separated into two parts, and in those two parts there will be multiple subsections. So right here I will have annotations to all the parts in this video and an annotation to the next video. So the first video, this video that you're watching, is going to be about different definitions and things that you need to know to understand breeding. So it's going to be an explanation of how to get certain items, how to do certain things, how mechanics work, what you should do to prep and stuff as far as Dittos go. You'll understand why in a few minutes. And the second part of the video is how to use everything that I taught in this video to make your ultimate Pokemon. So if you already know what IVs are and you already know what like items you need to breed and such, but you're not sure what order to do it or how to get a really good Pokemon to battle with, you can skip this part and go to part 2. However, if you really need a definition or you really aren't understanding a certain part at all, you can feel free to go and rewatch any part in this video. But yeah, so I hope you enjoy the guide. It did take me a couple days to kind of plan out and make sure I got all the information correct, so hopefully it's all legit information. I believe everything is correct, or if not, I will mention how sure I am on the subject. But if anything is outdated or if anything needs to be replaced, I will probably make a new video or a follow-up video and update my description saying that there is a better video or something is wrong. So also another thing that should be noted is this is mainly for Pokemon X and Y, so certain mechanics may only apply to Pokemon X and Y. So this is not like an every Pokemon game guide, it's only X and Y, and I also name certain locations in X and Y that don't apply obviously to other places. But yeah, so this is Pokemon X and Y breeding guide. Enjoy. Dittos. Dittos are really, really important. You can use a Ditto for pretty much anything except for egg moves or hidden abilities, but anything involving IVs or natures, you can use Dittos. So throughout this guide I will be referencing Dittos for natures and IVs very, very often. Without them, you'll need to catch another Pokemon with your desired IVs or natures that are compatible with the Pokemon you want, which obviously is not preferable and can take a lot more time, instead where you can actually just get Dittos in the beginning and never have to catch another Pokemon for IVs and natures again. So in Pokemon X and Y, Dittos are found in the Pokemon Village or Friend Safaris. Now, Friend Safaris are really, really important, but really, really annoying to get right now, especially since the game just came out. And the reasoning behind that is because Pokemon Safari guarantees that your Pokemon has 2 max IVs. So obviously, you're going to want Dittos with max IVs, so it's a cakewalk if you just have a Ditto Safari. However, it is really rare and you can pretty much breed to perfection without one, although it's a lot more tedious and annoying. So I might reference Pokemon Safaris later on, but that's really the only reason, is when you want max IVs and multiple stats. Okay, so natures are one of the 3 things that can influence your Pokemon's stat. Some are useless, however others can increase and decrease a stat by 10%. You can check to see how your nature affects your stat by looking at your Pokemon's summary. The increased stat will be red and the decreased stat will be blue. Of course, if they're all gray, the nature is neutral and it doesn't affect your stats at all. Wild Pokemon are going to have random natures. However, you can influence your wild Pokemon's nature with the ability Synchronize. Wild Pokemon have a chance of sharing the same nature as the Pokemon with a Synchronize ability as long as it's in the lead of your party. An easier way of getting a Pokemon with a desired nature is through breeding. To do this, you're going to need an Everstone. An Everstone's really important for most breeding because natures are going to be really important. So to find an Everstone, you can go to Geosinge's town. Yeah, not city. I don't know why I said city. Geosinge's town. By going to the left house behind the Pokemon Center and talking to, I think, the scientist. So she will always give you an Everstone. If you don't, I'm pretty sure there are Pokemon that carry an Everstone when you catch it, such as I don't know his name, but that boulder Pokemon. But yeah, so wild Pokemon do have a chance of carrying it if you seem to lose it. You can look that up if you need an extra one, but when breeding, you're going to want to give the Pokemon with a nature you want an Everstone. So if you have another Pokemon with a different species, It doesn't matter as long as it has the nature you want and it's compatible with the Pokemon that you want. Give it an Everstone. And obviously, the easiest way to do this is to catch a bunch of Dittos. And like I said, in the Ditto section, you want a shitload of Dittos. So when you want a certain nature, just give that Ditto with the same nature an Everstone, and you can have any Pokemon with that nature. Now your egg will hatch with the nature you want. Pretty much guaranteed. I'm pretty sure it's a 100% chance of getting passed down, at least in Pokemon X and Y. I could be wrong, but I've never had it fail on me, so I'm going to go ahead and say it's guaranteed. So that's it for the nature section. Alright, so IVs are the second thing that can influence your Pokemon's stat. They're a hidden value for each stat of your Pokemon, ranging from 1 to 31. On a level 100 Pokemon, a Pokemon with 31 for an HP IV will have 30 more HP than a Pokemon with 1 HP IV. Obviously, this can make or break a fight, especially for speed, because going first is really important for certain Pokemon. On a level 50 Pokemon, the difference will be about 15, so it will scale to your level, so the percentage that it increases will be the same. Because IVs are hidden, you will need to use one of two resources to check them. The lady in Killoyd, I don't know how to pronounce that, but the lady in Killoyd City Pokemon Center will tell you how good your IVs are, as well as your best one. This is really, really important. So the city is the last city you go to after you beat the game, so you won't be able to do this until post-game, but it is really, really important. If she says that that stat can't be beat, then it's guaranteed that it's 31. The other way to check is by using a IV calculator online. There are many calculators that work, but I will post Sarah B's IV calculator link in the description. Most calculators will be able to tell you your exact IVs or give you an estimate, and they will guarantee to tell you your IVs if your Pokemon's high level. If a Pokemon's like really low level, sometimes no one will be able to tell except for by hacking the game. So the calculators do their best to tell you what their stats are based on your level. They can be found pretty much everywhere, and it's a really good way to find out your exact IVs, as the person in Killoyd City will only tell you how good all of them are, like in like a sentence or two. She won't tell you like what they actually are 1 to 31. She'll just tell you your best stat and if they're above or below average. So wild Pokemon will usually have random IVs. However, the Friend Safari, like I said in the Ditto section, will guarantee that your Pokemon has 2 max IVs. So if you find a Pokemon that you want to breed and you want to skip some processes later on, you can go to the Friend Safari. However, it's not really needed, except for, of course, the Ditto section. So obviously, this can be used for Dittos. Very, very useful. The main way to manipulate your IVs is through breeding. That's the main way. You don't want to like go to Friend Safari and just catch it. You're going to want to breed at some point. So to do this, you're going to need power items and or a Destiny Knot. The power items are used earlier, and the Destiny Knot is used for if you want a lot of max IVs. So there are 6 power items for each stat, 1 for each stat, obviously. They can be bought for 16 BP each at the Battle Mason. So again, post-game, you have to beat the game to do this, but very, very important. The Destiny Knot can be found in the Silage, I don't know how to say that, Silage Hotel, from a maid on the 2nd floor. When breeding, your Pokemon will inherit 3 random IVs from its parents. Without doing anything, your Pokemon's guaranteed to inherit 3 random IVs. I believe they can overlap, so there is a really, really, really small chance that your Pokemon can like take 2 HP IVs and one will just overwrite the other. However, without saying the exact statistics, I'm pretty sure most of the time you'll have like 50% chance, I'm guessing it's about 50% chance that you'll have 3 different IVs inherited. So when your parent holds the power item, when you're breeding Pokemon and one holds a power item, it is guaranteed that the egg will have the same IV as the parent with the stat that corresponds to the power item. So if you want max attack, you have to find a Pokemon with max attack and give it the attacking power item. It is guaranteed that it will be passed down to any Pokemon. Now, I say guaranteed because it has worked every single time for me. However, I do believe that in past generations it may have not been guaranteed. However, there's always a chance, so you're always going to want to use it. If one parent holds the destiny knot, the egg will randomly receive 5 IVs from both parents instead of 3. So this actually is very, very new, so I'll talk about this for a second. This has been announced on Cerebi. I'm pretty sure that means it's 100% true. A lot of people don't understand what that means. They're taking it from the wrong perspective, but it increases the 3 IVs to 5. It does not give you 5 IVs from the Pokemon that holds it. It gives you 5 of the 12 IVs from both your parents. So you can give a Pokemon without any max IVs a Destiny Knot, and it could transfer over the Pokemon it breeds with IVs, and you can still get 5 perfect IVs from your other Pokemon. So this will be used after you have parents with really, really good IVs to get one ultimate Pokemon. So this is really important for like the last stage of breeding, which will be the last section of this video. So yeah, it is very, very, very useful. These items are very, very useful. So if you want to know how to like pass them down, I'll talk about that in the last section. And that is IVs. Okay, so hidden abilities and egg moves. Hidden abilities can be passed down but have a greater chance of being passed down when the parent that has a hidden ability is a female. So in Pokemon X and Y, you can still get it when it's a male, but it's preferable that you breed it with a female because you will have a much, much higher chance. Egg moves, on the other hand, are completely opposite. So egg moves are moves that you can get from breeding, but that you would naturally not be able to get on a Pokemon. So to do this, you'd breed a Pokemon with a different species, or the same Pokemon that has already been bred for that egg move, and breed it with the Pokemon that you want. And this will be passed down to the egg. It has a higher chance of being passed down if the parent with the move is male. However, there's also a chance that it can be passed down with a female. So like I said, it's completely opposite as far as getting passed down compared to the hidden abilities. So before I go on to the next section, I want to make sure that you guys know that both of these are not usually, I'm going to say not usually like needed. Most Pokemon you won't need one or the other. Like you usually don't need both, especially. There will be like rare occasions when you need one or the other. So, but this also really, really increases RNG. So when I get into the technical IV breeding part, this will kind of screw with that because it's not guaranteed that either one will be passed down. And if you want both, it's very, 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 very annoying when you're breeding for a lot of other things.